Hi everyone, let's get back to basics and let's talk about arpeggios and common problems with arpeggio playing and I think easy solutions to make them better and more efficient. Now I find in working with students that scale playing is usually pretty good and then arpeggios are not as good because they're harder. You've got more shifts, you've got to shift more quickly, and of course they're very exposed. Now the common problem I see is this. And that is when students make a shift from one position to the next, they tend to move their elbow this way. And the problem is that when they're playing it slow, yeah, you can get away with it, it'll work. But the faster it gets, it's not going to work because you're going to be using these big body parts to make fast motions. And if you watched any of these other videos, that's a common theme. Big body parts don't work well fast. Small body parts work well fast. So the question is, the problem is, how do I get from F here to F here without having to turn my elbow this way? And it's very simple. All I need to do is leap from this position to this position without trying to pivot my thumb under my hand. Now here's the principle. All of your joints like what I call mid-level motions. So yes, you can move your hand or any of your joints in, from this angle to this angle, but they don't prefer being at that angle. I won't break the internet with my inflexibility, but if you go to try and touch your toes, that position where you're at the outer range of your limit, your body you can feel it. It's stretching in a way, and it's kind of your body saying, "Hey, this is as far as I go. I don't prefer this." So it's those mid-range motions which we want to rely on. So when I'm tucking my thumb under my hand, my thumb is probably not going to go farther than, say, my second finger here. It's not going to go here. It's not going to go over here. It's going to be kind of in this range. So my thumb is tucking under slightly, about this way, but as it's reaching under, the outer part of my hand is reaching over. And then the big body part, my elbow, is moving this way, but it's not moving this way. Now, do that in slow motion. And you'll notice that there is the tiniest break in sound between one position and the next. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. First of all, when it's fast, it's not noticeable at all. And when it's slower, and when you're doing hands together, the other hand is actually connected, so it's going to cover up that gap. Now, here's the one potential side effect that this can make that will be a problem, is if when you change position, if you land hard on the new position, it's going to sound like a big bump. So I want to make sure that I cushion that sound by not coming in too strong on that F. That's a little bit tricky because it's the thumb, it's our kind of our caveman finger, it's cavewoman finger. It's a very strong finger, and we want to make sure we don't land hard on that. In relationship to other videos, you'll notice that I make a preparatory motion before I start. And this horizontal motion, this vertical motion gets transferred to a horizontal motion. Maybe you've been to the beach and you'll see these great sandboards. I don't know what they're called, but it's like a long piece of plywood that sits right on the wet sand, and then the person comes running up to it in a horizontal run. They run, they jump on it, and then they keep going, keep creating that momentum that was created by the preparatory motion, so to speak. And I'm doing the same thing here. I'm making a bit of a dropping motion, which is fueling the horizontal momentum that's created. So make sure when you're practicing these slowly, you're doing all these things. Just in recap, I am transferring energy by moving my arm this way, creating a small gap. And what I'm not doing is the chicken dance. I'm not moving my elbows this way. My elbow's moving this way. And then I'm also creating momentum behind it. So I'm not starting from a fixed position here, but I'm starting with a little bit momentum behind it.